Hey everybody, how's it going? This is part 2 of my food adventures in Japan. Again, we'll see if these kind of videos are actually interesting to you guys. If not, don't worry, they won't usually happen. We'll go back to our regularly scheduled Monster Strike videos once I get back home. But for now, there's some really good food, so I want to make sure if you get the opportunity to go to Japan, you want to try some of these places, I'll give you the information for it. Again, all the places that I've been to will have a link on the bottom in the description, so go ahead and check it out there. The Tabelog links all have an English version of the site. Scroll all the way down. There's an English link on the bottom. It'll change it into English, and you may actually be able to read everything that way. So, without further ado, we stopped last time at our bento that we were going to go to Sakuraya Ryokan, and that is in Atami. It's about an hour-ish, not even an hour, I think. Dropped. It's about less than an hour off from Tokyo, I think. So pretty close by. You know, you have to take the Shinkansen, of course, but you know that's also a really nice experience as well. So let's see. Okay. So then, yeah. Check in, you know, enjoy the atmosphere of Atami. And at 6 o'clock ish, they came in with our food, which was great. You can see that there's a lot of small dishes here that we're going to enjoy. Like, we have the oshizushi in the middle. I forget what the thing on the top was. It's like a. There's just a lot of nice small dishes. Like there's the toasted pine nuts, I remember, the oshizushi in the middle, the kabocha on the right. That's not egg. My brother was surprised. He was expecting egg, and that was definitely not egg. Some sweet potato in the middle. They had a tempura thing on the bottom. You can see it's like under the mat there. And that the thing on the left, whatever it was, it had a nice like a sesame paste filling, which was really tasty, really good. And this was like a crab mushroom mix. Unfortunately, there was cucumber in there, which I don't really like. But it was pickled, slightly pickled, so it wasn't as bad. I don't like cucumbers. Sorry. This thing, it was a fig, and it had this like sesame sauce on top, which was fine, but the insides had a very alcohol-y taste, and I can't drink alcohol, so, or just don't like the alcohol flavor at all. So it was really, I mean, we just told them to take it away. You know, I feel sad, I feel bad, right? Like these are good quality stuff, I'm sure, but yeah, if it's that strong alcohol, I can't handle it. Now, on the other hand, this plum sake, which is alcohol, had no taste of alcohol at all. Just literally was like juice almost. So I was surprised at that. Like usually, you know, even when they give like the starter sake sets, it still tastes like sake, right? Alcohol. This one was not. I could actually drink it, so maybe I found something I can deal with. And then came some sushi, some sashimi, right? So they had maguro. Unfortunately, I don't remember what the other ones were. There was, I know the one at the right was, of course, squid, and oh, that squid was very nicely prepared, and oof, tasted so good. So that was really good. And then they had the soup dish, which was really interesting. That they put it actually in a teapot, you know, and they asked us to pour it out into this small cup, and so you basically get all the soup out first, which basically is gonna get all of the flavoring from what the ingredients in there, right? And then once you're done, pop the top off and then eat the ingredients themselves, which also have all that awesome flavor along with the soup base that you just drank. So it was a really cool way to have the soup dish presented and eaten. So I like that a lot. And this was a taro dish, yamaimo, right? And I don't know, it had a really nice subtle wasabi flavor onto it. So it had that starchy flake, you know, texture, but this nice, you know, just hammer of wasabi flavor each time you ate it. So it was a really nice taste there. And here's some okoa. Basically, just got rice, some chestnuts in there to go with awabi. And ooh, this awabi was really nicely flavored. Um, Got a nice, like, you can probably see this the small remnant of butter in the very middle. So they just butter, and then they also give you a small plate of soy sauce to dip in as well. Got a pepper, you got a mushroom, and then the innards of the awabi as well. I didn't like the innards, so I couldn't finish it. But the awabi, whew, really good. Oh, here's a picture of it still cooking on my brother's side. Yeah, it was really good. And you know, this is not over. We got some small tempura here, like the tempura in the middle is all fish, and then you got some really nice, like, I don't know what the term is, but it was really just like snappy. You know, they cooked it real nice there, so you don't see like the tempura coating on it, but you know, you can tell that it was cooked. Maybe it's a suage or something like that. But and the peppers there on the right was a really nice kick as well. And then the main dish, I guess, we got some miso, probably like red miso, and that is beef stew. And ooh, that beef stew was really good. And I definitely did not eat another bowl of rice just to finish off all the leftover sauce in that beef stew dish. So, ooh, just thinking about it makes my mouth water. It was really good. And for dessert, they had some nice cuts of pear, two types of grapes. You know, it's a nice way to refresh the end of the meal. And no complaints here. And they had a menu, and so I was trying to figure out what it was, but as you can see, like the calligraphy-ish style here made it very difficult to read all of that. You know, I tried my best, but like at least beef stew was obvious. The musket there, so kyoho. And I mean, eventually I figured out that was nashi at first, but without seeing the actual food, I was just like, oh, what is this? But I mean, it's cool that they had a menu like that. All right, that is not a photo that I took, but rather my new wallpaper, which features the Hinatazaka group for their photo album, which I've shown so many times. I don't need to do that this time. Let's see. So breakfast again, they make the bed or the futons, and prepare everything up for breakfast again. And this was great too. We got egg on top with the daikon oroshi. So just take a radish and just grind it up, and then you add some soy sauce in there. It's great with the grilled fish on the left. You got seasoned, what is it, zuke, maguro on the right. Shirasu and some fish cake on the bottom right. So that was nice. It's a very nice light meal for sure. And then I forget what the thing on the middle was there, but it had a nice light flavor. It was a crab or maybe a fish, mix. Really good. Miso soup, of course, and some really nice tofu that they gave. Right, the tofu with the mushrooms and the greens. A nice light breakfast, which is delightful. And this dessert, they even had dessert. This was a tofu mousse, and if you didn't tell me it was tofu, I probably thought it was standard custard. That's how nicely done it was. So that was really awesome. And so then that end of the day, here's a few shots of the room. It's really nice. It looks really pretty, old school, and they had all the decorations in the room was really nice. So thank you to Sakuraya there. This was really fulfilling dish meal. So whew. All right, spent a lot of time on just that. All right, so once we got back to Tokyo, we went to this curry place called Moyang Kare, and we had scoped out the menu, so we knew all these cool toppings that they had, but we didn't realize that at lunch hour it turned into a buffet style. And so we're like, but that still sounds really good. And you could pick from 5 different curries. They had the Indian style, and then they had their traditional chicken, pork, and their 10 times spicy chicken. Their 10 times spicy was really, really, really spicy. So I'm glad I only got a small batch. But as you can see, all the toppings that they were giving out was also for free. So like they had udon, which was really good. This was flavored on its own. So ooh, that was really good. And the corn was nice. You see how they had like potato, whole small whole potatoes that you could grab. There's like kimchi. There was moyashi. They had carrot strips. They had cabbage. So just a really nice, selection of curry. So I basically got this twice. And boy was that filling, but it was really good. My brother he went crazy on one dish and just almost had a mountain of stuff. So he was done after his first dish because he definitely overdid it. But that was really good. Kind of wish we went there for dinner instead because they had a lot of really great stewed up options. Like you could get different meats in there. So a little bummer, but I mean, it wasn't bad. The buffet was really good and their flavors was really good too. So moyan kare, I liked it a lot. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this is me playing Mahjong on the arcades. Did it first game went really well, but the next two not so much. I mean, that's what happens when you actually play with real people, right? They're actually good, not just the AI. Alright, next up. Oh, okay, so next I met up with Pete from, if you remember him from the NA version of Monster Strike, he was the head dude over there. So we got dinner and we went to the Hikarie in Shibuya, and there was this Miyazaki place and they had some shabu shabu. So we're like, you know what, let's just do it. There's a course meal available, so we did that. So just some cuts of meat with a nice like tomatoey sauce. That was really good. Of course, more sashimi. Some more small pickings, like I think there's like the gobo. I don't know. That was, I guess, bean sprouts. There's a nice unagi there. Some shrimp. That was really tasty. And some salad, of course. This was like a nice chicken namban. It's fried chicken. You got a sauce, and then throw some tartar sauce on top. Make it even better. You throw tartar sauce on anything, it's gonna work out. So that was awesome. Oh, and then of course here's the actual shabu shabu. You got all that nice green onions, some veggies in there, and you just basically they cook first, and then you take the pork that they had and you just wrap it around the greens, and then you eat it all once. And oof, that was really good. Just looking at that plate, I mean, there's some clean shabu shabu. And of course, you got some dipping sauces, which are always good. And then for dessert, they had a warabi mochi, which was matcha flavored, and it was really matcha flavored. So, all in all, that was a really good meal. Glad Pete really wanted to hang out there, so that was cool there. And then I hung out with people from, Ichigo. I referenced to him earlier. He kindly invited me out to a night of karage boats. But you don't want to zoom into the photo too much because it has other people in it, and I don't have their permission. So hopefully it's okay that they just show up in the thumbnail. But there's just this boat of karage, and it's just a whole mountain of it. It was really insane. But yeah, it was a cool get together. These guys went to the Keiki Dome Live, so unfortunately I didn't have tickets for that. So it would have been nice to go, and it sounded like it was pretty darn amazing. But to be honest, I'm more of a Hinata person than Keiki now, so that's all right for me. So yeah. Oops, that's the last meal, and then this is me just posting. Okay, so yeah, this is the place of the karage chicken. If you want to check it out, go ahead and look. You'll see if you want to see how those mountains of karage looked. It's insane. All right, next up is this ramen place that kicked my brother's butt. It's pretty crazy, but basically this bowl, it's like a stone pot, kind of like what you see from the bibimbap in Korean places. If you know that, this is. I think they said it was like 300 degrees hot. And it is sizzling, and basically you got the noodles there. The chef will pour in the soup at first, and it is like crackling like crazy. They even tell you, they give you a sheet to put in front of you to avoid getting all that splatter damage on you. So you just put it up, wait for a minute and a half, and then he'll give you an extra beaker. Literally, I think it was a beaker, right? A beaker of soup, and then once most of it just like boils off basically, so it's just like concentrating all the flavor. You get to pour more ramen, then you get to eat it as usual. Now, keep in mind that this bowl is still hot, so it's still piping hot, and I know a lot of people might not enjoy at that high level, but I am the kind of person that, like, if you want to serve food, it's either do it really hot or do it really cold. Don't give me anything warm, right? Like, so this kind of thing is something I really appreciate a lot when they make sure that this is at the maximum heat. And this thing was only a 2 spicy, but looks pretty, pretty orange and mellow. You can see some of the pepper flakes maybe, but ooh, this had a really good kick. And I would be afraid to see what a 4 is like, even like 3 maybe, but 2 actually had a really good spice kick to it. Oh yeah, so here you go. There's the egg I added on the side and the rest of the soup, right? So this is really good. And so when you finish, mixing it up, oh, that was amazing. And because it's so spicy, I was like, you know what, I need to try something else. So they were selling these shumais, 3 for like $3 ish, a little bit under $3. And that was just stuffed to the max with the meat mixture that they have in there for shumai. Really good. Recommend it. This place, one of the better ramen places I've had. So, Seki, I think the name Seki Ramen. Definitely try it out. The spicy levels are no joke. My brother got the 10 spicy and he was sweating bullets. It was intense. I don't think he could handle that spicy, and it's been a while since I've seen something mess with my brother that much in terms of spiciness. So if you do like high level spice, this is the place for you. As you can see, it goes up to 17. The thing my brother got here, the Hyoga ramen, 10 was too much for him, so it was very interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the miso mammoth ramen. Starts at 2, stayed at 2, and it's really good flavors. So I highly recommend it for sure. And just be careful with it spicy. All right. And then here's me at the X-Flag store. That was pretty cool, being able to see the news there, right? You see Panan Briex there. Unfortunately, the news that day was really short, so that was kind of a bummer. But I stuck around and wanted to watch the M4 event, so bought a few stuff like this Kuji thing I was talking about when I was going through my goods. I actually did get the A rank result, which was insane. Even like the B, which is the pouch, or the pen stand where you could just spear the bounce obstructors. I thought that was pretty cool, but getting the A result was really ridiculous. A lot of cool stuff that they had available, and being able to see the on stage stuff, cool. And of course, M4 had their complex. Unfortunately, I didn't take a video of it because I was not fully focusing on the game. I was watching them play as well, so there have been a lot of gaps in between, so I didn't take a video. I did clear it eventually. As you can see, the team isn't super OP, right? So it seems like it's pretty manageable. It is a really cool new gimmick though. And then to end the day, I was pretty tired because I was at the store all day and it was late. right? So I was just like, yeah, I'll just go to family restaurant. I went to Royal Host. It was near the hotel or the bus station where I got back. So this is just a Hamburg Salisbury steak, had an egg on top, and this nice brown butter based sauce on the right. You just pour it over. Oh, delicious. Uh, so good. Let's see, what is this? Oh, and of course, I did have to, I wanted to make sure to visit my family's grave. Of course, the last two times I had to go to Japan um, was to deal with my grandma and my other uncle passing away. So, of course, my other uncle who's still alive was the only one that still lives in Japan. So he had to handle all of that. So, making sure I did visit the family grave was an important thing to do. So, while, I really didn't know what to bring, and unfortunately like the incense, didn't know how to get that. So, probably not the full thing I should have done, but, I went there, did some quick cleaning of the grave, and, it was definitely an experience I'm glad to have done on my own at least. So, yep, that's that. And then, the next day, one of my other friends was visiting Japan, so I was like, well, let's just spend the first day together. So I was like, all right, so let's go get some curry udon. And this was a really famous place I saw online called Kompira Chaya, and basically a curry udon focused place. I got extra udon on top of that, and basically an onsen tamago with their standard curry sauce. Oh my god, that was good. Again, Japan in general has a smaller portions, but I feel like even the normal portion that my friend got was still on the big side. So while I didn't have problem finishing this, she actually did have an issue finishing off the udon there. So no need to go to the omori just to get a normal meal for an American at least. But at least for me, since I'm a little bit of a fatty, it was well worth the extra noodles. And then we visited the Pokemon Center DX, one of the newer ones. I think it opened last year. I do recall that they said they were opening one in Shibuya this year, but it looks like it wasn't open yet. I think they said like late fall, so probably in a few more months, maybe, or maybe if it was even next year. But whatever. This seemed to be the newest one, and it was really. Whoa. Come on. It was really fun to see. Like when you walked in, they had this big Snorlax, and they also had the just the history of all the old games back from the Game Boy all the way to the Switch. So that was cool to see. Yeah, of course, Snorlax. I love Snorlax. We were hoping to check out the Pokemon Cafe, but still super. You require a reservation and everything. And basically, if you're there on the day of, your best shot is just for cancellations or no shows. Yeah, we're not waiting in line, so that was fine. And then dinner, we went to this nice like family style restaurant and got some melon soda and got the beef stew here. And this is what they are famous for, I believe. Oh, that was really good flavor. And I don't know, words don't do justice as how nicely flavored everything was. That deep sauce, and oh my god! And if you're lucky enough to get a seat on the front side, the kitchen is open, so you can see all the flames flying everywhere, everyone running around cooking, and it is quite a sight to see. So. Let's see. My friend got the gratin and also got some katsu sandwiches, which were really nicely flavored. So, Yoshikami, very good stuff. And then, so dessert, of course, is like, getting hot again. So I was like, all right, I got some this peach shaved ice, and so just really good peach flavor with peach chunks. And dessert's a fabulous thing. All right, and then my last meal outside of the airport was this katsudon place called Tenkahoshi. But ooh, this was really good. And you know, I got there just as it opened, so I was the first one in, and it was a nice little quaint, almost like a bar-ish thing. And he was cooking everything on those portable, you know, what do you call it? Portable cassette burners. So you know, the one where you put the gas can and then you kind of thing. And you know, they just made the katsudon there, which I thought was an interesting way to do it. But those nice thick cuts of katsu. Again, he had curry there on a menu item, but I was like, I was really tempted to go for that. But they're called a katsudon, and then you know they had a star next to this menu item, so you know stuck with it. But it was a really nice katsudon. I enjoyed it a lot. It is in an alleyway, so you know luckily they have like these flags to help find it. So if you want to go here, really good katsudon. And oh yeah, I was shopping around, you know, just getting some more stuff, and I noticed that the Yoshikami place that I went before, you know, they have their katsudon sandwiches. They're selling it at the local supermarket too, so it must be pretty darn good. So yeah, and then I think that's about it. I went to the X-Flag store in Haneda as well. They had like a gacha machine, you know, just spending my coins so I don't have to carry them back with me. That was pretty cool. And the inside was nice. It's definitely smaller than the X-Flag store. I mean, that makes sense in Shibuya. But they had a lot of items there. So if you're in the domestic terminal, this isn't the first domestic terminal, and you have to go to the south wing, which was really confusing at first. Just make sure you go to the correct side of the terminal and then go up to the third floor. The third floor is not completely connected, so they are separated. It was a cool thing to look at. They had like a special Oregon thing where if you had multiple people, there's a higher chance of getting like a gold Oregon, but and yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, and since I had like 2,000 yen left over, I was like, well, why don't I get some more sushi, because that kaiten sushi wasn't very good. This tasted really nice, to be honest. It's like what was it, Nippon Ichi Nigiri Meshi or something, like Japan's number one nigiri. So it was really good. I liked it much better than the kaiten sushi, I think. So took that, finished that off. I also grabbed some takoyaki on the flight because they were like, hey, take it on. And I had like 600 yen worth left over, so I was like, all right, I'll get some takoyaki on the flight. And that worked out really nicely. They had a nice like tomato stew. It was all right. And then they had Yoshinoya on the flight as well. That interesting dinner / lunch. Oops. And yeah, I think that's it. So, wait, do I have it? Yeah, that's it. So, that's all the food I had on my adventures in Japan. So, if you saw anything you liked, again, there's links on the bottom, so feel free to use them. Ask me any questions. I'll gladly answer them for you. If you're going to Japan and want to ask me anything, sure, I'll do my best to answer it for you. So, yeah. So that's it. Oh my god, this is 30 minutes, but hope that was fun. Yeah, I'm sure I rambled on a little bit. Sorry about that, but don't worry, these kind of videos, well, I mean, depending if you want, we'll see if I'll do them again. So that's it for me today. I should be back soon. I think this is enough buffer to handle all the days I'm gone in my work trip. So when I'm back, we'll go back to our normally scheduled Monster Strike focused videos. So look forward to that, and until next time.